In the era of satellites and super artificial intelligence, it's unbelievable to think that there are still places on Earth that remain uncharted, yet they do. These are the obscure corners of our planet that resist discovery, stubbornly guarding their secrets. From spectral islands that vanish without a trace to restricted zones no one dares to enter, these areas remind us how much of the world remains a massive riddle. So brace yourself, because not everything is visible on Google Earth. Number 15. Mount Leo. Back in 2012, scientist Dr. Julian Bayliss spotted something unusual in satellite images. He saw a lush green circle deep in Mozambique. After a careful look, it turned out to be a forest hidden within the crater of Mount Leo, an extinct volcano with 700-meter-high walls. This isolated rainforest had never been explored. In 2017, Dr. Bayliss led a multidisciplinary team to reach it. Locals confirmed that no one had ever climbed the mountain. Using drones and climbing gear, the team documented untouched biodiversity. Inside, they discovered unknown species, a butterfly, an unclassified amphibian, a freshwater crab, and rare reptiles. Near a stream, they found overturned clay pots, likely spiritual offerings from local shamans. Mount Leo is an inselberg, a granite formation that rises sharply from flatlands and changes the local weather. The forest's isolation preserved its ecosystem, while its sacred status among nearby communities added another layer of mystery. It's a living time capsule, part ecological wonder and part cultural relic, untouched by civilization and still revealing secrets piece by piece. Number 14. Mount Gangkhar-Puensum. Mount Gangkhar is one of Earth's most untouched and mysterious giants. This peak stands tall at 24,836 feet and straddles the border between Bhutan and China. It's the highest unclimbed mountain in the world. While most of the Himalayas were conquered by the mid-90s, Gangkhar stayed untouched. Many have tried since the 1980s, but none succeeded. It's not just the altitude or brutal weather. The real reason is Bhutan's deep spiritual reverence. These peaks are believed to house protective deities. In 1994, Bhutan banned climbs above 6,000 meters, and by 2004, they prohibited all mountaineering. This preserved Gangkhar's untouched status. Politics adds another barrier. Bhutan and China dispute its location. Some maps place it on the border, while Bhutan claims it entirely. In 1998, a Japanese team tried to climb it from Tibet with Chinese permission, but the plan was canceled. Even today, Bhutan avoids mapping it fully. The mountain remains wrapped in clouds and stories, unclimbed, unknown, and undisturbed. Number 13. Sandy Island. It's one of modern geography's strangest puzzles. For over 200 years, this so-called island was believed to sit in the Coral Sea between Australia and New Caledonia. It first appeared on nautical maps in the 1770s, credited to British explorer James Cook. Over the decades, it kept showing up on maps and atlases, becoming a presumed part of Earth's geography. But as navigation improved and expeditions got more accurate, questions arose. Modern vessels traveling through the area reported only open ocean. In 2012, a team of Australian scientists aboard the research vessel Southern Surveyor set out to confirm it. They reached the exact coordinates and found absolutely nothing. There was no land, no reef, and not even shallow waters, just deep, empty sea. The discovery, or lack of it, made global headlines. Experts concluded Sandy Island never existed. It was a cartographic mistake that lingered for centuries, copied again and again. Even Google Maps kept it, until finally deleting it in late 2012. Number 12. Cheyenne Mountain Complex. The Cheyenne Mountain Complex is one of the most fortified structures in the world. It was built in the 1950s during the Cold War, and this massive military bunker was designed to survive a direct nuclear attack. Dug into 2,000 feet of solid granite, the facility spans 20,000 square meters and includes 6 tunnels, which connect 15 buildings. These are mounted on shock-absorbing springs to withstand earthquakes and blasts. Its entrance is sealed by 2 1-meter-thick steel blast doors, each weighing over 20 tons, capable of closing in 45 seconds. Inside are filtration systems to remove radioactive, biological, and chemical contaminants. The center monitors 2.5 million flights annually and tracks global missile launches. It also oversees 8,000 orbiting objects, including satellites and space debris. Back in 2003, a $13 million upgrade kept its systems cutting edge. Though now a backup site, its security remains unmatched. Cheyenne Mountain is a concrete reminder that even in peace, war readiness never fully fades. Number 11. Rebirth Island. This island sits in the Aral Sea's southwestern corner. For centuries it remained untouched, where saiga antelope roamed and fish thrived. But in 1954, during the Cold War, the Soviet Union repurposed it for something far more guarded. It became Aralsk 7, a classified military and research base. Off maps, off limits, and unknown to the public, the island became home to scientists, soldiers, and their families. What happened there was tightly controlled. Over time, experiments and operations left behind scattered shell casings, decaying buildings, and broken gear. As the Aral Sea receded, triggering one of history's worst environmental disasters, the island gradually connected to the mainland, becoming a peninsula. After the Soviet collapse in the early 1990s, the base was abandoned. All that's left are fragments of a secretive past. From an untouched island to a covert nerve center, it became one of the Cold War's most overlooked chapters. Number 10. Bouvet Island. All right, we now travel 1,100 miles from Antarctica to reach one of the planet's most unreachable islands, Bouvet. Perched near the southern fringe of the mid-Atlantic ridge in the South Atlantic Ocean, it sits over 1,400 miles away from its nearest inhabited neighbor, Tristan da Cunha. Governed by Norway, Bouvet spans just 19 square miles and is officially classified as a nature preserve. At its center lies a crater filled with ice, shaped by an extinct volcano, first documented in 1739 by French explorer Jean-Baptiste Charles Bouvet de Lozier. British sailors finally landed in 1808 and dubbed it Lindsay Island. The British reasserted their claim in 1825 as Liverpool Island. In 1927, Norwegians reached it, and by 1930, Norway officially annexed it. In 1964, a lifeboat was discovered ashore. No crew, no answers. With cliffs, glaciers, and no port access, only helicopters can reach it. Mother Nature preserved, untouched, and barely reachable. Number 9. Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Drifting across the North Pacific is one of the planet's largest environmental disasters, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Though invisible on standard maps, this vast field of marine debris stretches across an area nearly 3 times the size of France. It's divided into 2 zones, one near Japan, the other between Hawaii and California. These areas are linked by a swirling current where warm and cold waters meet, pulling in plastic waste from across the world. It's not a floating island of trash, but a scattered concentration of microplastics, fishing nets, bottles, and broken objects, barely visible yet dangerously persistent. Over 70% of this material eventually sinks to the ocean floor. About 80% originates from land, with the rest from maritime activity. Nearly half is made up of synthetic fishing gear. In 2018, a satirical campaign created Garbage Island, complete with fake passports, to raise awareness. It attracted over 200,000 virtual citizens, including celebrities, spotlighting a problem still growing and widely ignored. Number 8. Room 39. North Korea is one of the most secretive nations on Earth, and few places embody this secrecy like Room 39. Officially named the Central Committee Bureau 39 of the Workers' Party, it was established in the late 1970s by Kim Jong-il. It reportedly generates $500 million to $1 billion annually through illicit means, counterfeit currency, narcotics, and insurance fraud. Some claim it also profits by relabeling North Korean products as Chinese, selling fake beards and brows, and trading oil through shadow deals in Singapore. Located on the third floor of a government building alongside offices 35 and 38, Room 39's exact leadership remains unclear. One rumored director was a former classmate of Kim Jong-il. Despite its obscurity, it's occasionally mentioned in pop culture, including Strike Back and Mercenaries, Playground of Destruction. But beyond fictional nods, its true workings are veiled. Even within North Korea, few know what happens inside. Room 39 is secrecy at its peak level, hidden, powerful, and wholly untouchable. Number 7. The Star Mountains. The Star Mountains stretch across a large swath of Papua New Guinea and remain almost completely unexplored. This massive range is one of the wettest places on Earth, receiving over 10,000 millimeters of rainfall annually. The relentless downpours make the region so inhospitable that not a single weather station can be maintained there. Despite multiple attempts, human access remains extremely limited. In 1959, Dutch colonial officer Jan Sneap attempted to chart the area with the help of 2 helicopters. After one aircraft crashed, the team was forced to continue entirely on foot. The jungle is dense, the terrain unforgiving, and the weather relentlessly wet. Very little is known about the flora and fauna hiding within this mountain range. Satellite coverage remains patchy, and boots-on-the-ground exploration is nearly impossible. The Star Mountains remain one of the last great untouched regions on the planet, a place where nature reigns completely, untouched by infrastructure, industry, or even reliable mapping. Number 6. Yucatan cenotes. The Yucatan Peninsula in southern Mexico, just above Belize, is dotted with natural pits called cenotes. These sinkholes form when the ground's limestone dissolves and collapses, exposing underground freshwater. As stone continues to erode, the openings grow wider, creating massive natural pits. Some are shallow pools, while others lead to complex cave systems. Exploring them is dangerous. Entrances are narrow, and once inside, conditions can become treacherous. Though beautiful, these formations can be deadly. Many of the Yucatan's cenotes remain poorly mapped due to the difficulty of access. Some are sacred sites, once used by the Maya for rituals and offerings. Others are tourist attractions, though often only partially surveyed. The risk of getting lost, trapped, or running out of air is high. Even animals avoid entering these dark, flooded spaces. Though they reveal glimpses of geological history and cultural heritage, Yucatan's cenotes remain among the most mysterious and challenging formations to explore, both alluring and life-threatening. All right, guys, now let's head over to Number 5. Rabbit Island. Okunoshima, aka Rabbit Island, sits quietly in Japan's inland sea. It is just 2.5 miles around, and it takes less than 2 hours to walk the entire island. Known for its wild European rabbits, it draws visitors from around the world. But beneath the cuteness is a chilling past. During World War II, Okunoshima was the site of secret chemical weapons testing, so covert it was erased from official maps. The groundwater is still unsafe due to leftover toxins. Caretakers now provide bottled water for the rabbits. The island went viral in 2014 after footage showed a lady swarmed by bunnies, causing tourism to spike from 136,000 in 2005 to over 254,000 by 2015. Tourists often feed them lettuce and carrots, which rabbits struggle to digest. Despite signs warning against feeding or touching them, most are ignored. Rabbits now cluster near the hotel, waiting to be fed. Though enchanting, the island is also a reminder of war, neglect, and ecological imbalance. Number 4. Loch Ness. Loch Ness is situated in the Scottish Highlands, and it is one of the most talked about and mysterious lakes in this holy earth. Spanning 23 miles and plunging over 755 feet deep, it's among the largest freshwater bodies in the United Kingdom by volume. But it's most famous for the legend of the Loch Ness Monster, or in short, Nessie. Large portions of the loch remain unmapped, with murky water stained by natural organic matter, reducing visibility. Even with modern sonar and scanning technology, the lake hides steep cliffs, trenches, and caverns that fuel speculation. The first recorded sighting of the creature dates back to 565 AD, reported by Irish monk Saint Columba. Nessie gained global fame in 1933 after a newspaper reported a strange animal in the loch. Since then, blurry photos and anecdotal sightings have kept the mystery alive. Some blame logs or misidentified fish like sturgeon, but the legend persists. Surrounded by castles and history, Loch Ness draws believers and skeptics alike. Number 3. Kawah Ijen. Kawah Ijen in Indonesia is not your typical volcano. It's among the rare places on Earth where people can witness a surreal natural display, blue lava. At night, the active volcano glows with electric blue flames that run down its slopes, creating a scene that feels almost alien. But the lava isn't literally blue. It's sulfuric gases igniting upon contact with oxygen, creating dazzling flames that can exceed 600 degrees Celsius. Kawah Ijen's crater also contains one of the world's largest acidic lakes, a turquoise pool with a pH level close to battery acid. Its fumes are toxic and dangerous without proper protection. Reaching the summit is no easy feat. The terrain is sharp, unstable, and the trail is steep, especially since most hikes occur in darkness to view the flames. The crater also holds one of the most brutal jobs: sulfur mining. Workers carry solid sulfur loads weighing up to 90 kilograms, nearly 200 pounds, with little gear or protection. Number 2. Tibetan Plateau. The Tibetan Plateau, often referred to as the roof of the world, is one of Earth's most remote and elevated regions. Covering around 2.5 million square kilometers, it stretches across China's Tibetan Autonomous Region and reaches into Nepal, India, and Bhutan. With an average elevation above 14,800 feet, it's the highest and largest plateau on the planet. Its extreme elevation makes the region difficult to navigate, featuring towering peaks, deep gorges, sprawling grasslands, and vast salt flats. The Himalayas, including Mount Everest, form its southern edge. Freezing temperatures, thin oxygen levels, and intense UV radiation make survival incredibly challenging. Due to these conditions, much of the area remains poorly mapped. Yet it supports unique wildlife like snow leopards, Tibetan antelopes, and wild yaks. Nomadic herders have lived here for centuries. As a source of major Asian rivers, like the Yangtze, Mekong, and Brahmaputra, the plateau is a very important and mysterious site. Number 1. Lake Vostok. Beneath Antarctica's frozen surface lies one of Earth's most protected secrets, Lake Vostok. Hidden 1,444 feet below the East Antarctic ice sheet near Russia's Vostok Station, it's the world's largest known subglacial lake. It's roughly the size of Lake Ontario and remains liquid thanks to geothermal heat and the pressure of thick ice above. Scientists estimate the lake's been sealed off from the surface for about 15 million years. The possibility of ancient isolated life has intrigued researchers for decades. Early hints of its presence came in 1959, and by 1967, glaciologists suggested pressure could melt ice beneath. In 2012, a Russian team successfully drilled into the lake, using specialized techniques to avoid contamination. Their efforts revealed unique bacteria never seen before. Studies continue in labs across the globe. With new hot water drilling methods, researchers hope to dive deeper without harming the pristine conditions. But for now, it's untouched, extreme, and still largely unexplored. If you've enjoyed this video, like it and subscribe. Thanks for hanging with us, and we'll see you soon.